for today I'm your science teacher and I'm going to teach you about light. So light is a form of energy that enables us to things around us, such as you all are able to see vehicles on the road, people walking on the road, buildings, cities, malls, etc. Eyes are the most precious sense organs that help us to see. We see objects around us, vehicles, buildings, everything around us due to the phenomena of light. Due to the
Phenomena.
So, reflection, bouncing back of light when it falls on a shiny polished surface, it is called reflection of light. An example of shiny polished surface is mirror. It is having a very shiny polished surface. So it is considered as the example of shiny polished surface. There are two types of reflection. Regular reflection, speak up.
Regular reflection
And irregular reflection. Regular reflection. The reflection caused by a highly polished surface, it is called regular reflection. Okay? So what is it?
Mirror.
Mirror. It is the example of, it is having a very shiny polished surface. Are you able to see?
Yes.
So, in regular reflection, the beams are parallel to each other. In irregular reflection, the reflection caused by a rough or uneven surface, it is called irregular reflection. In irregular reflection, the beams are not parallel to each other, so that's why it is considered as irregular reflection. Example of irregular reflection is a piece of cardboard. Everybody have seen, I think.
Yes.
So, reflected ray and incident ray. The ray of light which strikes the surface, it is called incident ray. Here you can see that the ray, it is called incident ray, and it reflects back. It is called reflected ray. What is it called?
Reflected.
And what is it? Incident ray. You all are not focusing on the class. This is called incident ray, okay? Incident ray and reflected ray. Here it is drawn perpendicular at the base of the mirror. It is called normal. What is it called? Normal. Here the angle formed between P and N, it is called angle of incident. What is it called?
Angle of incident.
And between N and R, it is called angle of reflection. What is it called?
Angle of reflection.
Okay. There are two laws of reflection. The first law shows that the angle of incident is always equal to the angle of reflection. What is angle of incident is always equal to the angle of reflection. Second law shows that P, N and R lies on the same base, that is called mirror. Here you can take any base. Here it is mirror. Okay. Now over to Bebo. Next topic will be explained by Bebo.
इसमें नीरू मैम की झलक दिखती है.
आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत अच्छा है.
Good morning all of you.
Good morning.
My name is Debu and my topic is image. So anyone know what is image?
No.
No, ma'am.
Image. Image is a visual representation of something. Like when you stand in front of mirror, you can see your exact copy behind the mirror. Like this is a mirror and you see your image in the mirror.
Yes.
This is called image. There are two types of image, real image and virtual image. Firstly, we talk about real image. Have you ever seen movie on theater?
Yes.
If projector falls on a curtain, then we are able to see image or movie.
Yes.
This is an example of real images. Real images obtained on screen and it are always erect. But virtual images cannot obtain on screen and it always erect but literally inverted. What do you mean by inverted? You know,
No.
erect.
No.
In science language, erect means inverse. Okay? Let's talk about literal inversion. Have you ever seen ambulance?
Yes.
Have you ever seen in this way? an ambulance? Why?
Yes.
Why? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, I will tell. Because the other vehicles, the mirror of the other vehicle shows ambulance in this way.
Yes.
Exactly.
This is called lateral inversion. Like this is my
Right hand. Right hand.
in mirror it appears my
Left
hand.
hand.
Okay, this is called lateral inversion. Then we talk about multiple images. Firstly, we can understand this topic by doing an activity. So let's start an activity.
Okay.
There are two mirrors. We place in 90 degrees. And we place between this mirror. You can able to see there are multiple images are formed.
Yes.
How many images are you able to see?
Maybe
Speak
three.
up, class.
3 or 4.
Okay. There are multiple images.
Yes.
Are you able to see?
Yes.
This is called multiple reflection.
Okay.
Then two images are infinite number of images are formed. It is called multiple reflection. Then what is this?
Anybody knows?
No.
What is this?
Telescope.
No. What
It's a
is-
box. I think it's a box.
No.
Maybe.
This is a kaleidoscope.
Okay.
When you see in this, you are see there are different patterns are formed. When
Okay.
you rolling this, you are see different patterns are formed.
Okay.
Like please come. You see there are different patterns are formed. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Anybody else wants to try?
Uninterference.
Yes, Unatika.
If parents want to try.
Yes.
Please go. Yes. Anybody? How many images are you able to see, Unnati?
So my next topic is rectilinear propagation of light. So, sir, please come.
I don't know.
You see light. You are able to see the light. Then hold it. Your eyes. Then you are able to see the light. It means that light travel in a straight line, and this is termed as rectilinear propagation of light. Thank you. That's all for today.
Good. Very good.
I am Ayushman from class UKG. I am your drawing teacher. Today I am going to teach you drawing with help of numbers. So let's start number 0. Okay?
Ma'am, please have it. Ma'am, please. Yes?
How many 0? 2 0. Very good, students. What is this?
Vowel.
Very good, students. What is this number? Very good, students. What is this? Ball.
Okay, sir.
What is this number? 2. Very good, students. What is this? Very good, students. What is this number? 3. Very good, students. What is this? 5. Very good, students. What is this? 4. Very good, students. Sir, दिखाई नहीं दे रहा. What is this? Good, students. What is this number? 4. Very good, students. What is this?
Umbrella.
Very good, students.
बोलो यार, तुम बोलिए, सब पढ़ा रहे. माइनर क्या बात है?
What is this number? 5.
आज साल बने हैं जो क्लास में बच्चे.
What is this fruit? Very good, students. What is this number? What is this number?
7.
Very good, students.
माइनर.
What is this? Very good, students. What is this number? Very good, students. What is this? Very good, students.
प्रैक्टिस कराइए नहीं लोग घर में.
What is this number? 9. Students. What is this? Very good, students. What is this number? Very good, students. Very good, students. Class over, okay? Okay, sir. Students, sit down. Thank you, ma'am. How are you? I am fine. Good morning, everyone. I am Shivangi from class UKG. Today I will teach you fruits name in English. Okay, बच्चों? Okay, ma'am.
बहुत ऊपर जाने की नीड नहीं है, ठीक है. आप इतना इरेज कर दीजिए, जितने में आप हैंड प्रॉपर जा पा रहा है वो इरेज कर दीजिए फास्ट.
आएंगे तो हम रुकेंगे। क्या करेंगे? रुकेंगे, यानी विराम लेंगे। ऐसे ही बोलते समय यानी वाक्य बोलते समय या लिखते समय हम थक जाते हैं तो हम लिखते हैं विराम। उसके लिए हम किनका प्रयोग करते हैं? विराम चिन्हों का। तो मेरा टॉपिक है विराम चिन्ह। अच्छा, आप ट्राई करिए एक बार। वंस ट्राई। ओके, इसमें बताता हूँ। वाक्य में भाव को स्पष्ट करने के लिए जिन चिन्हों का प्रयोग करते हैं उन्हें हम कहते हैं विराम चिन्ह। क्या कहते हैं? विराम चिन्ह। अगर हम वाक्य को विराम चिन्ह सही से नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। क्या हो जाएगा? अनर्थ। अर्थ का अनर्थ। जैसे सेंटेंस है रुको मत जाओ। यहाँ पर समझ में आ रहा है? रुको मत जाओ, रुको मत जाओ। क्या मैं यहाँ रोक रहा है या हमें जाने को बोल रहा है? नहीं समझ में आ रहा ना? अगर इसी जगह हम यहाँ पर इस चिन्ह को लगाएंगे, ये क्या है? अल्पविराम। अल्पविराम। अल्प माने थोड़ा, विराम माने रुकना, यानी वाक्य में थोड़ा रुकने के लिए जिस चिन्ह का प्रयोग हम करते हैं उसे कहते हैं अल्पविराम। चलिए टॉपिक वापस आते हैं। अगर हम विराम चिन्ह सही से नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। तो जैसे रुको मत जाओ, यहाँ पर हमें क्या कर रहा है? रुको मत जाओ, यानी यहाँ पर रुको, यहाँ से आगे मत जाओ। समझ में आया? तो यहाँ पर हमें रोकने के लिए कह रहा है, ठीक है? उसी जगह अगर हम इस चिन्ह को यहाँ पर लगा देंगे तो इसका अर्थ क्या निकलेगा? रुको मत जाओ, यानी यहाँ पर रुको मत जाओ। तो आपको समझ में आया? विराम चिन्ह गलत जगह लगाने से उसका अर्थ भी बदल जाता है। अच्छा, अब ये वाक्य पूरा हो गया तो अब इसके पूरे होने पर हम इस चिन्ह को लगाएंगे। किसी को पता है चिन्ह क्या है? डंडा। नहीं, डंडा नहीं, ये है पूर्ण विराम। वाक्य के पूरे होने पर हम जिस चिन्ह को लगाते हैं उसे हम कहते हैं पूर्ण विराम। सबको समझ में आया? यस सर। कोई मुझे पूर्ण विराम का एक और उदाहरण दे सकता है? कोई भी? छुट्टी हो गई? नहीं, छुट्टी नहीं हुई अभी। अभी होमवर्क देना बाकी है। मैं भी, ये तुम्हारा होमवर्क है। कल तुम्हें से इसमें सही जगह पर विराम चिन्ह लगा के आने हैं, ठीक है? नेक्स्ट डे।
सर नहीं होमवर्क तो करने नहीं दे रहा। सर ने तो कहा था झंडा खींचना है। हो गया।
गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
आप अपना होमवर्क करके लाए?
यस सर।
कहाँ करा आपने? आपने क्या करा?
आपने कहा था विराम चिन्ह लगाओ, मैंने लगा दिया।
मैंने कहा था विराम चिन्ह सही जगह लगाने हैं। मैंने कहा था ना विराम चिन्ह अगर सही जगह नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। कि आपने क्या लिखा? क्या शेखफल या शेखफल है? चख छत, छत को चखाओ। पर चढ़ जल, जल चढ़ो। भर कर रख, जल पर मत। कोई अर्थ निकल रहा है सेंटेंस का? चल पग, पग चल, अपने आप चल। कस कर रख टग, ढक कर रख डग। व्हाट इज डग? ये क्या है? तभी मैंने कहा था ना अगर विराम चिन्ह को सही जगह नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। अगर उसी जगह हम इस विराम चिन्ह यानी पूर्ण विराम को यहाँ लगा दें, यश एक फल चख, स्टार्ट निकल रहा है यानी यश को फल चखने के लिए कहा जा रहा है। अब छत पर चढ़ यानी छत पर चढ़ो। जल भर कर रख, अगर यहाँ पर लगा दे तो स्टार्ट निकल रहा है। तो अगर आप विराम चिन्ह का सही जगह नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। सबको समझ में आया? अगर विराम चिन्ह को हम सही जगह पे नहीं लगाएंगे तो अर्थ का अनर्थ हो जाएगा। तो कल मैंने क्या पढ़ाया था आपको? विराम चिन्ह। सबको ध्यान है?
यस सर।
चलो मैं आपसे सवाल पूछती हूँ।
ओके सर।
आप मुझे लास्ट मॉर्निंग आप मुझे पूर्ण विराम और अल्पविराम में डिफरेंस बताइए।
वाक्य में थोड़ा रुकने के लिए अल्प विराम का प्रयोग करते हैं और वाक्य खत्म होने के बाद वाक्य के अंत में पूर्ण विराम का प्रयोग करते हैं।
गुड, क्लैप फॉर मॉर्निंग। यस स्टूडेंट, आप बताइए अल्पविराम का एक उदाहरण।
रुको मत चलो।
इसमें अल्पविराम कहाँ पर प्रयोग होगा?
रुको मत के बाद।
गुड, क्लैप फॉर सूर्यान। तान्या, आप बताइए पूर्ण विराम का एक उदाहरण।
मैं खाना खाती हूँ।
इसमें पूर्ण विराम का प्रयोग कहाँ पर होगा?
धूम के बाद।
हाँ, गुड, क्लैप फॉर तान्या। मैंने पढ़ाया था। अच्छा, मैंने today's English topic is voice. Can anyone tell me what is voice? No man. No one. Okay. Voice is a medium of communication through which two persons or subjects in a sentence can talk. Okay? Voice. Now can anyone tell me parts of voice? Yes?
Active voice.
Active voice and passive voice. Active voice. When we talk about active voice, when we give importance to a subject in a sentence, it is termed as active voice. And when we give importance to the object in a sentence, it is called passive voice. Okay? So, before starting our today's voice topic, can anyone tell me how many tenses are there in English grammar? Total number of tenses? 12. Can anyone name them? No one? Okay. Have you heard about present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect continuous? Yes. These are four types of present indefinite and same belongs to past and future. Past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect continuous, and so on to the future. Did you got it? Yes, ma'am. So let's start with present indefinite tense. Okay? Can anyone tell me an example of present indefinite? Yes. Ram plays football. Ram plays football. Ram.
Continue.
Ram plays football. Can anyone tell me what is Ram here? Subject. Exactly. It is subject. What is it? Subject. Plays? Verb. And football? Object. Now can anyone tell me it is helping verb or main verb? Main verb. Exactly. Main. Ram plays football. Now, this sentence is an active voice because we are giving importance to the subject. But if we want to change it into passive voice, we will change the object into subject. Then the passive voice sentence will be football plays. Can anyone tell me the helping verbs of present indefinite? Yes, is. Football is. Now, third form of play. Play. By. We can change subject into object. By now. Then the structure will be subject plus is, am, are plus main verb third form plus by and plus object. It is the structure of passive voice. Got it, everyone? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let me write another sentence. And then you have to change it into passive voice. Okay? According to this structure. She breaks the rules. Now, who can change it into passive voice according to this structure? Yes, Mani.
The rules are broken by her.
Okay. The rules are broken by her. According to this, it is the object in the active voice and it is changed into subject. Next, we have added are here. Can anyone tell me why do we are here?
No, ma'am.
Yes, because it is a helping verb. Yes, it is a helping verb, but why don't we add is or am here? Because it is plural. Because it is plural. So the rules are broken by her. Everyone got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So, our oxygen transport by circulatory system, like digestive food, minerals, transport by circulatory system. The transport of materials happens in organisms, animals in different types. Firstly, we talk about organism.
Anyone tell me how many types of organisms?
No.
Yes, please.
There are two types of organisms, unicellular or multicellular.
Tell me difference between.
The unicellular organisms have one cell and multicellular have many cells.
Yes, good. Clap for Aditya. Yes, unicellular organisms. Material move by diffusion. The diffusion process is very slow in multicellular organisms. Materials move in and out, and in plants, materials move by conducting tissues. Now let's talk about humans. In humans and animals, they are multicellular organisms. Materials move by circulatory system. Circulatory system is a transported process that move material one place to another. Our circulatory system consists three main parts: heart, blood and blood vessels. Heart, blood and blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels: veins, arteries and capillaries. Veins contains deoxygenated blood from all the organs of the body to the heart, and arteries carry oxygenated blood from heart to the all organs of the body, and capillaries join arteries to the veins. Okay, thank you. Now I would like to call my friend Gayatri to explain about blood.
Okay, good.
Good morning all of you. I myself Lavishika and today I am going to teach about blood. So can we tell what is blood?
No.
Blood is a red blood fluid that flows in the blood vessels. As blood vessels, you know, Trisha has explained you. So blood flows in blood vessels, and blood also consists of many parts. And blood also consists of many parts like plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So plasma is a fluid part of the blood which contains water, proteins, and lipids. Then RBCs. Can you tell me the full form of RBCs? Yes, please tell. Red blood cells. Okay. RBCs means red blood cells. So now please. Red blood cells also consist hemoglobin, which gives its red blood. When hemoglobin binds with oxygen, it forms oxyhemoglobin, which is transported to all parts of the body. Next, WBCs. What is the full form of WBCs? Yes?
White blood cells.
Wait, sit down. White blood cells does not contain hemoglobin as they are white in color. And white blood cells also help to fight infections in our body. Next, platelets. You know, when you got a cut in your skin, blood flows out, and after some time it will clotted. It will clotted by the platelets. Platelets release various substances on the side of the wound that helps in clotting of blood. So, thank you.
Good.
Two equal sides only not. Anyone other? Yes, tell.
A triangle having two equal sides and one different side is known as isosceles triangle.
Yes, good. Sit down.
आंटी ले आइए इधर.
So in this triangle, side AB and BC, AB and AC are equal, and side BC is different. So it is the isosceles triangle. Next is equilateral triangle.
Sir, I have a doubt in isosceles triangle.
Yes, firstly stand up then tell.
Yes, sir. Sir, if AB is equal to 59.5 centimeter and AC is 59.7 centimeter, then they are equal or not equal?
It is not possible according to rule. Both sides are equal.
Of equivalent?
If one is 59.7 centimeter, then other is also 59.7 centimeter. Okay, sit down.